You done yet?
Are you ready?
I've been ready for a while now. This is the Greg Who Show. I'm Greg. This is Elaine Lashley. And basically, what's going on over there?
I didn't know you were ready, man.
I'm ready. I'm good to go.
Myself with the keyboard.
So,
I love it.
All right. You know who we have on tonight?
Who do we have?
We have the guy that got interrupted, Paul Rivard. Remember that guy with the
tonight.
"Give me back my gun"? He got interrupted.
Okay, he's here. He's here.
I had to. I like to be a man of my word, so I said I'd have him back on for his interview. So he's here tonight. So please give a warm welcome to Paul Rivard. Is that the welcome for Paul Rivard?
That was the welcome for, because it sounds like he's going to trip on something. So I kind of, like, in anticipation.
Yeah, I hope your motor skills have improved. Or?
It has. Well, I do take this with me everywhere I go now.
Just to practice?
No, for some people don't realize, actually, on the way up on the stage, this was in my way, my walking, and I tripped over it. But the clip shows at the end that it looks like somebody threw it at me. You know, because you took that part
off. You managed to do that yourself.
Well, that's true. I did kick it up in the air, but anyways, that's my stand story, and I'm sticking to it.
Probably move that before you forget.
Yeah, not a bad idea, because I could be walking off and somebody could throw it at me.
So, we heard your wonderful song, and everyone said you looked good, you sounded good.
Good.
And with your CDs are moving like hotcakes. And where can people buy, for those that haven't yet bought your CD, where can they get that? Well,
soon it'll be available at the Christian bookstores across Canada. But right now you could go to paulrivard.com and pick it up there.
Okay. Yep. And is this your first album?
It is.
Like the overnight success that you've had, it's hard to believe.
I'm sorry, but does that open backwards?
Yeah,
it looks like you have it back.
If you flip it over, does it open backwards?
I don't know how he's got it. I don't know how he's got it. It's this way. That's fine. That works.
Elaine, you mind?
No, I'm sorry.
The man got interrupted the first time. Do you mind?
Sorry,
you got a gun?
It looks.
What?
I do have some people, so.
You think it would be more likely that he'd have a gun?
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Guns over here.
My
favorite. I noticed this earlier. I love this guy.
What's that, Elaine?
What are you saying?
This is what I'm saying. This is the Greg Who Show, not the Elaine Who Show. And if you don't mind, I'm interviewing my guest that's been interrupted.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Too many times already.
I'm so sorry. Do you have any gum, by the way? Any gum? No. I'm sorry.
I don't know. What time is it in TV land right now?
I don't know what's going on. Can we get on with the...
We sure can.
Can we get on with the interview? Do you mind?
Do your thing.
All right. Just tickle the ivories and be quiet.
There we go. Just a little background music, please. Thank you.
No. He'll keep interrupting.
I'll do it.
So this is your first CD.
It is.
Overnight success. And tell us a bit about how you got this. Was it a struggle to get this off the ground?
It was a struggle to get it off the ground. I lost my voice for about 5-6 months in the meantime. But while my voice was lost somewhere, I was able to work on the production of it and layer it with different guitar tracks. And so it was a learning experience to be in the studio for the first album, especially after writing music for 20 years. But to have a supportive wife through this, it was, I couldn't have done it without her, of course.
Did she do some of the writing, or?
Actually, on one song, she did help me with some of the lyrics, which has always been there.
Okay. So were you going through a hard time when you were doing the CD, and she was just there?
I got laid off out of my job after 9 years.
What was the job?
It was a factory job working, on a line, shift work, and it just wasn't for me. So the day the place closed down, it was a blessing for everybody. The first thing, I went to my wife, I said, listen, I'm out of a job, I don't know what we're going to do. The first thing that she says to me is, good. Because she knew it's about time, because you wouldn't have quit otherwise.
Yeah.
But the direction was the first thing we knew what I had to do is get in the studio and start recording some of those songs that I've been writing for the past, again, 20 years.
Okay. And what song on this album particularly is strong on your heart?
I think He Is Real and The Promise, because those are the two songs that I first wrote when I decided to dedicate my music to the Lord.
So what caused you to do that?
That's a good question. It was just something that's been birthed in my heart my whole life. And
So have you been a Christian your whole life?
no, I wouldn't say that. I don't think I was an acting Christian, that's for sure. I was I was very rebellious as a teenager. But it was later in life when I was introduced to a church. And this church took me under their wing, and they noticed some of the talents that I had and said, look, you have to take these talents and, use them for God's glory,
And
not
so
for yours.
you were not doing that before? You were out there in
I was
the
just out
clubs
there, exactly, in the clubs, doing my own thing for my own reasons, selfishly, trying to get ahead. But, as soon as I decided to take that step, the doors have opened. In the past 3 years, I've been blessed with the right people, not just with the church, but with a gentleman named Steve Burchell, who had me open for many groups, such as Brian Duncan, Randy Stonehill, Point of Grace, and the list goes on. I was able to do, I guess, more in 3 years of this time since I've been laid off than I would have to say a lot of artists can do in a...
And so that birthed the album, and you can get it at Christian bookstores and his website, www.paulrivard.com. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.